The Draconian warships moved through space like huge metal sharks. There were 50 of them heading straight for Earth. Their weapons glowed, ready to fire. On the main ship, War Commander Vrax stood tall, his red scales shining under the bridge lights. "The humans think they are clever," Vrax said to his officers. "They tricked us once. They will not do so again." He pointed at the screen showing Earth. "We will show the galaxy what happens to those who challenge the Draconian Empire." The Draconian fleet had left their home world in secret. They did not wait for the Council's decision. They did not care what Elder Vox or the others might say. They wanted revenge. On Earth, in her command center deep under Sol, Fleet Admiral G1 Park got the alert. The screens around her flashed red. Officers moved quickly between stations, their faces serious. "Draconian fleet detected," reported a young officer. 50 ships, heavy class. They will reach Earth in 6 hours. G1 nodded calmly. "So they chose war." She pressed a button on her chair. "All defense stations. This is Fleet Admiral Park. Battle positions. This is not a drill." All across Earth's solar system, hidden defenses came to life. What looked like small moons turned to show weapon ports. Asteroids opened to reveal fighter ships inside. Space stations that seemed to be for science or trade transformed into battle platforms. G1 opened a channel to all human ships and colonies. Her face appeared on screens throughout human space. "Attention all personnel," she said. "The Draconian Empire has launched an attack on Earth. We have trained for this day. We hoped it would never come, but we are ready." She paused. "Remember your oaths. Protect our people, defend our worlds, but show restraint. We are not conquerors. We are guardians." In the council hall, Daeho Kim received the news during the middle of the session. Elder Vox was speaking about human membership when an aide whispered in Daeho's ear. The human ambassador's face turned grim. "Elder Vox," Daeho said, standing up, "I must inform the council that a Draconian battle fleet is moving toward Earth, right now. 50 warships with weapons active." The hall erupted in shock. Voices shouted questions. Even Elder Vox seemed surprised. "Ambassador Kral," Elder Vox said, turning to the Draconian. "Is this true?" Kral stood tall, showing no shame. "The Draconian Empire protects itself. The humans are too dangerous to exist as they are. The council moves too slowly. We act." "You break council law," shouted Tenlek of the Volani. "No member may attack another without council approval." "The humans are not true members yet," Kral replied, "and they have already shown their true nature as warriors." Daeho's voice cut through the noise. "Elder Vox, honored council, I must return to Earth. My people need me." He bowed. "Whatever happens today, know that humans did not want this war. We will defend ourselves, but we take no joy in combat." As Daeho left, many aliens watched him with new respect. Even some who had feared humans now saw the difference. The Draconians attacked from pride and anger. The humans fought only to protect. In space, Colonel Hangil Park's ship, the Indomitable, detected the Draconian fleet first. His ship was still hidden, running silent near the edge of Draconian space. "Message from command, sir," said his communications officer. "Admiral Park orders us to follow the Draconian fleet but stay hidden. Do not engage unless attacked." Hangil nodded. "Plot a course. Keep us in shadow position. I want to know what other surprises they might have." His ship, almost invisible against the darkness of space, turned and followed the Draconian warships from a safe distance. The Draconian fleet entered the Sol system 6 hours later. War Commander Vrax stood proudly on his bridge as Earth came into view on his screen. "Send the message," he ordered. His communications officer pressed buttons on his console. "Message sent, Commander." On Earth, in cities and towns, in schools and homes, screens lit up with Vrax's face. His yellow eyes gleamed with confidence. "People of Earth," he said, "I am War Commander Vrax of the Draconian Empire. You have offended our honor. You have attacked our ships. Now you will pay the price. Surrender your world and your colonies to Draconian control, or we will destroy you. In her command center, Ji-won watched the message with a calm face. When it finished, she turned to her officers. "It seems the commander doesn't know about our defenses," she said. "That will be his last mistake." She nodded to her communications officer. "Send our reply." On his ship, Vrax received the human response. Instead of words of fear or surrender, all he saw was Ji-won's face, looking directly at him. "War Commander." "Vrax," she said. "This is Fleet Admiral Ji-won Park of Earth Defense Force. Your ships have entered Earth space without permission. You have made threats against our world. You have one chance to turn around and leave. If you fire a single shot, we will respond with full force." Vrax laughed. "The humans still play games," he said to his officers. "They think words can save them." He turned to his weapons officer. "Target their largest cities. Fire when ready." Before the weapons officer could press the button, alerts sounded across the Draconian ship. The screen showed new objects appearing, all around them. "Commander," shouted the sensor officer. "Human ships. Hundreds of them. They're coming out of nowhere." Vrax stared in shock. Where there had seemed to be empty space, now there were ships. Small, fast fighters, large battle cruisers, weapon platforms. They had been there all along, hidden by technology the Draconians didn't know humans had. Ji-won's voice came through again. "As you can see, Commander, we were prepared for your visit. Your sensors show 50 ships. We have 500. You have made your choice. Now we make ours." The space battle that followed was like nothing the galaxy had seen before. The Draconians fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outmatched. Human ships moved in patterns that confused the Draconian computers. Human weapons fired from ranges the Draconians thought impossible. On Earth, people went about their day. Children went to school. Workers went to jobs. The battle in space was on the news, but no one panicked. They trusted their defenses. They had lived with the possibility of this day for generations. In the presidential bunker beneath Seoul, President Tae-hyun Kang watched the battle on large screens. Next to him stood Dae-ho, who had returned from the council. "Will there be many casualties?" the president asked. "On both sides," Dae-ho replied. "But our ships are designed to disable rather than destroy when possible." Ji-won's orders were clear. Minimal loss of life. The president nodded. "Good. We must remember who we are even in battle." In space, the Draconian fleet was losing badly. 30 of their ships were disabled. 10 more had retreated. Only 10 still fought, including War Commander Vrax's flagship. Vrax, seeing defeat coming, made one final desperate move. "Prepare the planet killer," he ordered. "If we cannot have Earth, no one will." A large weapon rose from the center of his ship. It glowed with terrible energy aimed at Earth. This weapon could crack a planet's crust, make it uninhabitable for centuries. "Sir," called his second officer, "there's something behind us." From the darkness of space, Colonel Han-gil's ship, the Indomitable, appeared directly behind Vrax's flagship. It had followed them all the way from Draconian space, watching and waiting. "This is Colonel Han-gil Park of Earth Defense Force," came a calm voice over the Draconian communications. "Your planet killer weapon has been targeted. Stand down now." Vrax ignored the warning. "Fire!" he shouted. But before the planet killer could fire, precise shots from the Indomitable hit it in exactly the right spots. The weapon sputtered and died, its energy fading away. Moments later, Vrax's ship was surrounded by human vessels. The battle was over. Earth had won. As Vrax was taken prisoner, he asked Ji-won a question. "How did you defeat us so easily? We are the greatest warriors in the galaxy." Ji-won shook her head. "No, Commander. You are the most aggressive. That is not the same thing. True warriors study. They prepare. They fight only when needed. And most importantly, they know when not to fight." The news of Earth's victory spread quickly through the galaxy. The humans had revealed their true strength, not just in weapons, but in discipline, strategy, and restraint. They were not afraid of war. They were masters of it, and that was why they valued peace so highly. The great hall of the Galactic Council shone with a soft blue light. Hundreds of alien beings sat in curved rows that went up high like a bowl. They all looked different. Some had many arms, others had scales. A few glowed or floated. They talked, in low voices waiting for the meeting to start. In the center of the hall stood a human man. His name was Dae-ho Kim. He wore a simple white suit with the Earth symbol on his chest. He looked small compared to the huge aliens around him, but he stood tall, with his hands behind his back. Elder Vox, the head of the council, moved to the speaking platform. Elder Vox had dark blue skin and 6 long arms. 3 eyes blinked slowly on his round head. "Silence," Elder Vox said. His voice was deep and filled the whole room. The talking stopped. "Today we decide if humans can join our great galactic council." The aliens all looked at Dae-ho. Some seemed curious. Others looked like they didn't care. "We have studied humans for 20 years, Elder Vox continued. "We have watched their ships. We have listened to their talks. We have read their history." He paused and looked around the room. "And we have found that humans are afraid of war." A soft sound of surprise went through the crowd. "Yes," said Elder Vox. "Unlike many species here, humans fear fighting. They value peace. Their technology grew slowly because they spent time on harmony, not weapons." He turned to Dae-ho. "Is this not true, Ambassador?" Dae-ho bowed his head. "We have had our wars, Elder Vox, but we learned from them. Now we seek only to explore and learn." On a screen behind Elder Vox, images of Earth appeared. Green fields, clean cities, people smiling and working together, schools and hospitals. Not a single weapon. "Humans have asked to join us," Elder Vox said. "They offer knowledge and friendship. They ask for our protection and guidance in return." Far away from the council, on Earth, in a room deep under the city of Seoul, Fleet Admiral Ji-won Park watched the meeting on a big screen. Next to her stood 5 military officers in dark uniforms. They all watched with serious faces. "It's working," said Ji-won softly. Her eyes never left the screen. "They believe what we want them to believe." One of the officers, a young man, looked worried. "Is this right, Admiral? Hiding our true strength?" Ji-won turned to him. "We tried honesty before. The last 3 species we met attacked us because they feared what we could do. This way is better." She looked back at the screen. "This way we can join the galaxy in peace." Back in the council hall, the aliens were voting. Most agreed that humans seemed harmless. A few still had doubts. "They are too weak," said a tall, thin alien with red scales. This was Kral, from the Draconian Empire. "They will need our protection. My people would be happy to watch over Earth." Dae-ho noticed how Kral's yellow eyes gleamed when he said this. The Draconians had a bad reputation. They took over weaker planets. They used other species as workers or soldiers. "Thank you for your offer," Dae-ho said politely. "But Earth would prefer to be under the protection of the full council, not just one species." Kral's smile showed many sharp teeth. "Of course, for now." Elder Vox raised 4 of his 6 arms. "The vote is complete. The Council accepts humans as a new member species with provisional status." He struck a glowing rod on the EO floor. "Let it be recorded." The aliens clapped or made sounds of approval. Some came to welcome Dae-ho. Others left quickly, having more important things to do than greet a new weak species. When the crowd thinned, Kral approached Dae-ho. The Draconian stood a full head taller than the human. He smelled like hot metal. "Well done, little human," Kral said. "You have joined our great family of stars." He leaned closer. "The weak always need friends, and the Draconian Empire is always looking for friends." Dae-ho smiled. "I look forward to learning about your culture, Ambassador Kral." "Oh, you will learn much about us very soon," Kral said with a low laugh. He walked away, his tail swinging behind him. When Kral was gone, Dae-ho touched a small device in his ear. "Did you get all that?" he said quietly. "Every word." replied Jiwan's voice in his ear. The Draconians are planning something. But they think we're easy prey. What should I do? Asked Daeho. Keep playing your part, said Jiwan. Let them think we're weak. Meanwhile, I'm activating Defense Protocol 3 in all our colonies. Will that be enough? Daeho watched as Kral spoke with other Draconians across the room. They kept looking at him and laughing. Trust me, said Jiwan. If they try anything, they'll get a very big surprise. That night, Daeho stayed in his new quarters on the council station. The room was nice but simple. A bed, a desk, some chairs. A window looked out at the stars. There was a knock at his door. When he opened it, he found a small round alien with purple skin. Ambassador Tenlek of the Volani, the alien said. May I enter? Please do, said Daeho. Tenlek rolled into the room on tiny feet. The Volani were known for their trading skills and their long memories. I watched you today, said Tenlek. You played your part well. Daeho stiffened. I don't know what you mean. Tenlek made a bubbling sound that might have been a laugh. The Volani have traded with 1,000 species for 10,000 years. We know when someone is not showing their true self. And what do you think my true self is? Asked Daeho carefully. That is not for me to say, Tenlek answered. But I will give you some free advice, which is rare for a Volani. Watch the Draconians. They have broken treaties before. They will test you soon. Thank you for your warning, said Daeho. It is not a warning, said Tenlek. It is an investment. The Volani wish to trade with humans for a long time to come. That cannot happen if you are under Draconian control. With that, the small alien rolled out of the room. Daeho went to the window and looked at the stars. Out there, Earth's colonies were preparing. Hidden weapons were being made ready. Soldiers disguised as farmers and miners were training. Ships that looked like simple traders carried powerful guns inside their hulls. Humanity had learned from its long history of war. Sometimes the best defense was to seem like you had none at all. Daeho touched his communicator again. Jiwan, are you there? I'm here, came the response. How long do you think before they make their move? Not long, said Jiwan. The Draconians are not known for their patience, a month, maybe 2. And we'll be ready? Asked Daeho. Jiwan's voice was hard as steel. We've been ready for 100 years, my friend. Ever since we first looked at the stars and knew we weren't alone. Daeho nodded to himself. The council thought humans were afraid of war. Soon they would learn what humans were truly afraid of, not fighting when they had to. They've taken the bait, he said softly. Now we wait. 3 months passed since Earth joined the Galactic Council. On the small mining colony in the Tau City system, life seemed peaceful. The colony sat on a rocky planet with a thin blue sky. 5,000 humans lived there, digging for rare metals and sending them back to Earth. Subin Lee checked the readings on her computer screen. As the head geologist, she needed to make sure they were digging in the right places. The room around her was simple, with maps on the walls and machines blinking, with colored lights. Dr. Lee, called a voice from the doorway. You should see this. Subin looked up. Min stood there, his face worried. He was young, just 25, and worked as her assistant. What is it? She asked. Ships, said Min. Many ships, not ours. Subin followed Min to the control center. The room was filled with people looking at screens. They all seemed worried. Jun, the colony's security chief, pointed at the main screen. They appeared 10 minutes ago, 7 large ships, Draconian design, on the screen. Subin could see 7 red dots moving toward the planet. Have they sent any messages? She asked. Not yet, said Jun, but they're moving fast. Subin took a deep breath. It's happening, just like Fleet Admiral Jiwan said it would. She turned to Jun. Start the protocol. Now. Jun nodded and pressed a button on his wrist device. A soft alarm began to sound throughout the colony. It wasn't loud or scary. It sounded almost like a song. But every person who heard it knew what it meant. The mining colony was about to reveal its true purpose. Houses behind fake walls, weapons appeared. Under the ground, doors opened to show hidden rooms filled with military gear. Regular people, miners, cooks, teachers, changed into combat suits. They had trained for this day for years. Subin went to her quarters and opened a locked box under her bed. Inside was a black uniform with a silver star on the chest. She changed quickly. The uniform fit perfectly. She was no longer just a geologist. She was Colonel Subin Lee of Earth's Defense Force. The screen on her wall lit up. A face appeared, a draconian with dark red scales and yellow eyes. "Humans of Tau Ceti," the draconian said. "I am Commander Draz of the Draconian Empire. Your colony is now under our control. Do not resist. We know you are a peaceful species with no weapons or defenses." Subin sat at her desk and pressed a button to respond. "Commander Draz, this is Subin Lee, colony coordinator. We are a simple mining colony. Why have you come here with warships?" Draz laughed, showing sharp teeth. "Let's not play games, human. Your world has valuable metals. The Draconian Empire needs these metals. The Council has agreed that weak species should contribute to stronger ones." "That's not true," said Subin. "The Council made no such agreement." "The Council says many things," replied Draz. "But out here, far from their meetings, things work differently. Now prepare your people to receive our landing ships. We will arrive in 6 hours. Anyone who resists will be killed." "We need time to prepare," said Subin. "We have children here, families. We need at least 12 hours to get ready." Draz seemed to think about this. "You have 6 hours, not 1 minute more. Use them wisely, human." The screen went dark. Subin smiled. 6 hours was more than enough time. She left her quarters and went to the colony's real control center, hidden 50 meters under the ground. The room was large, with screens showing every part of the colony and the space around it. 30 people worked at different stations, all wearing the same black uniform as Subin. "Status report," she said. Jun, now wearing a uniform with a bronze star, stood up. "All defense systems active, all personnel in position, weapons distributed. Children and non-combat personnel moved to the safe zone." "And our surprise?" asked Subin. Jun smiled. "Ready and waiting, Colonel." Subin nodded. "The Draconians think we're weak and scared. They think we'll just give up." She looked around the room. "Let's show them how wrong they are." 5 hours later, the colony looked strangely empty. Houses stood with open doors. Work areas were quiet. It seemed like everyone had run away. In space, Commander Draz watched on his screens. "Cowards," he said to his second-in-command. "They fled into the hills. Send the first wave down. Take control of their main buildings." 3 Draconian ships moved toward the planet. Each carried 100 soldiers in heavy armor. They landed in the colony's main square, between the tall metal buildings. The Draconian soldiers came out of their ships, weapons ready. They looked around, confused by the silence. "Spread out," ordered their captain. "Find the humans, they can't have gone far." The soldiers moved into the buildings. They found nothing, no people, no sign of where everyone had gone. "Captain," said one soldier over the radio, "something is wrong. This place feels like a trap." "Don't be foolish," replied the captain. "These are humans. They fear war. The captain never finished his sentence. The ground under the Draconian ships suddenly opened. The ships fell into deep holes and exploded. At the same time, the buildings around them changed. What looked like windows became weapon ports. What seemed like simple doors slid away to reveal humans in combat gear. From every direction, energy beams hit the Draconian soldiers. The attack was fast and perfect. The soldiers had no time to fight back. In her command center, Subin watched the screens. "Second wave will be coming soon," she said. "Be ready." Above the planet, Commander Draz could not believe what he was seeing. His first wave of soldiers was gone in less than 5 minutes. "How is this possible?" he shouted. "They are humans. They have no weapons." His second-in-command looked at the screens. "Sir, I'm detecting energy readings from the colony. They have military-grade weapons and something else." He paused. Sir, there are ships coming up from the surface. Many ships. Subin stood on the bridge of her ship as it rose from its hidden base under the colony. The ship was small but fast with powerful weapons. Around it, 20 more ships just like it joined formation. Open a channel to the Draconian command ship, she ordered. Commander Draz's angry face appeared on her screen. What trickery is this? He demanded. Humans are afraid of war. The council said so. Subin smiled. The council was wrong, she said. We're not afraid of war. We're very, very good at it. We just don't like it. Her ships moved into attack position. This is your only warning, Subin said to Draz. Leave now or we will destroy every ship you have. Draz laughed, but it sounded forced. You are outnumbered, human. Look again, said Subin. From the dark side of the planet, 30 more human ships appeared. They had been hiding there all along. Draz's face changed from angry to afraid. This is not possible, he whispered. You have 1 minute to begin retreat, said Subin. After that, we attack. And Commander, we will leave one ship intact, the smallest one. That ship will carry your survivors home with a message. Humans didn't join the Council for protection. We joined so you would underestimate us. The battle lasted less than an hour. The Draconians fought hard, but they were not ready for Earth's true technology. When it was over, just as Subin had promised, one small Draconian ship limped away toward home. The humans had revealed their first secret, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was no longer quiet and orderly. Angry voices filled the air. Many aliens stood from their seats, shouting and pointing. In the center of it all stood Daeho Kim, the human ambassador. His face showed no fear despite the chaos around him. Elder Vox banged his staff on the floor 3 times. The loud sound made everyone quiet down. Order, Elder Vox said. We will have order in this council. Kral, the Draconian ambassador, stepped to the speaking platform. His red scales seemed darker than before, almost the color of blood. His yellow eyes burned with anger. The humans have deceived us all, Kral shouted. They are not the peaceful species they claim to be. They attacked our ships without warning. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Some aliens looked at Daeho, with new fear in their eyes. Elder Vox turned to Daeho. Ambassador Kim, these are serious charges. The Draconians say your people destroyed 6 warships at the Tau Ceti colony. They say you hid weapons and soldiers. What do you say to this? Daeho stepped forward. His white suit was clean and perfect, like always. Elder Vox, respected council members, I ask permission to show you something. Elder Vox nodded. Proceed. Daeho pressed a button on his wrist. A large screen appeared in the air above him. It showed images from the battle at Tau Ceti. But these were not images the council had seen before. They showed Draconian ships attacking first. They showed the colony defending itself. 3 days ago, Daeho said, Draconian warships came to our mining colony at Tau Ceti. They demanded we surrender our people and our resources. They gave us 6 hours to prepare for their arrival. He paused. We used those 6 hours well, Kral hissed. The humans tricked us. They pretended to be weak, did we? Daeho asked calmly. Or did you assume we were weak because that's what you wanted to believe? He turned to face the whole council. We never lied to this council. We said humans are afraid of war. And that is true. He touched his wrist again. The screen changed to show Earth's history. Images of terrible battles. Cities destroyed. Millions dead. Humans are afraid of war, Daeho continued. We fear it because we know its cost better than most. We fear it because we have seen what it does to worlds and people. The council was silent now, all eyes on the screen and the small human standing beneath it. But there is something you should understand about fear, Daeho said. Fear can make you run away, or fear can make you prepare. The screen showed new images. Human cities with hidden defenses, ships that could change from peaceful traders to warships in minutes, training centers where every human learned both peaceful and combat skills. We did not lie when we said we spent our history focusing on harmony rather than military power, said Deho. But we did not tell the whole truth. Each war we fought taught us to value peace more. Each battle made us work harder to prevent the next one. Elder Vox leaned forward in his seat. Why did you hide this from us, Ambassador? Because of what is happening right now, Deho replied, looking around the room. Because when species learn that humans are good at war, they often decide to attack us before we can attack them. We have tried honesty before. It led to conflict. Every time. On Earth, Fleet Admiral Jiwan Park watched the council meeting on her screens. Around her, officers worked at control stations. Maps showed Earth's defense systems coming online all across human space. All units report ready, Admiral, said a young officer. Jiwan nodded. Good, but we wait. This is Deho's battle now. Words, not weapons. Back in the council hall, Kral was not finished. The humans have weapons they did not declare. They have military ships. They have broken council rules. Elder Vox looked thoughtful. Is this true, Ambassador Kim? Deho shook his head. We followed every rule exactly, Elder Vox. The council asked us to list our defensive capabilities. We did. We were not asked to explain how those capabilities could be used together, or how quickly they could be deployed. He touched his wrist again. The screen showed the official documents Earth had given the council. Each weapon was listed. Each ship was recorded. Nothing was missing. We did not lie, Deho said again. We simply allowed others to underestimate us. The Draconians attacked a peaceful colony without cause. We defended ourselves. That is all. Far away from the council, in the dark space near Draconian territory, Colonel Hangil Park sat in the captain's chair of his ship, the Indomitable. The ship was large and powerful, but right now it was invisible to all sensors. It was running silent, watching and waiting. Message from command, sir, said his communications officer. Put it through, Hangil said. Admiral Jiwan's face appeared on his screen. Colonel, the emergency session is underway. Deho is handling it well, but the Draconians are angry. They might try something desperate. Stay alert. Yes, Admiral, Hangil replied. We're in position. If their fleet moves, we'll know. Remember, said G1. Defensive actions only. We don't start fights. But we finish them, Hangil said, with a small smile. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, G1 replied before her image disappeared. Hangil turned to his crew. All stations, remain at combat readiness. The Draconians have already shown they don't like losing. They might try to save face. In the council hall, the debate continued. Many species now spoke up, some supporting the humans, others afraid of them. They tricked us all, said a tall, insect-like alien. Who knows what else they are hiding? They defended themselves against attack, argued the Volani ambassador Tenlek. Any species would do the same. Elder Vox raised his hands for silence. The question before us is simple, he said. Did the humans break council law? The evidence suggests they did not. They disclosed their capabilities as required. They did not attack first. Kral stepped forward again. Then I demand the council reconsider human membership. They are too dangerous to be part of our peaceful community. Deho remained calm. If the council wishes us to leave, we will do so with regret. But know this, we joined seeking genuine peace. We still seek it, but we will not be victims. The screen above him changed again. Now it showed Earth and its colonies. For the first time, the council could see Earth's true defense network, ships emerging from hidden docks, weapon platforms appearing near key locations, a full display of human military strength. This is who we really are, said Deho. A species that wants peace so badly we have mastered war to protect it. We did not show you this before because we hoped it would never be needed. The council hall was completely silent. Many aliens looked shocked at what they saw. Human military technology was more advanced than most had guessed. Elder Vox spoke at last. The council will recess to consider this new information. We will Meet again tomorrow to vote on the status of human membership. As the aliens filed out, many looked at Daiho with new eyes, some with fear, some with respect, some with new interest. Tenlek, the Volani ambassador, rolled up to Daiho. "Well, played, human," the small purple alien said. "You have given the council much to think about. Was there another way?" Daiho asked quietly. "Perhaps not," said Tenlek. "The Draconians would have tested you sooner or later. Better sooner before they were fully prepared." The Volani rolled away, leaving Daiho alone in the center of the Great Hall. Daiho touched his communicator. "G1, are you there?" "I'm here," came the reply. "You did well." "This isn't over," said Daiho, watching as Kral and the other Draconians huddled together across the room talking in angry whispers. "They're planning something." "We know," said G1. "Hangil reports movement in their fleet, but we're ready. Now get some rest. Tomorrow will be a long day." Daiho looked up at the screen still showing Earth's defenses. The secret was out. Humans were afraid of war, but they were even more afraid of being unprepared for it. 1 month after the Battle of Earth, the Galactic Council met again. The Great Hall looked different now. Many seats had been moved. Some species now sat closer to the human section. Others had moved farther away. In the center of the hall stood 2 groups. On one side was Daiho Kim, wearing his white suit with Earth's symbol. Next to him stood Fleet Admiral Ji-Won Park in her formal uniform, and Colonel Subin Lee from the Tau Ceti colony. On the other side stood 3 Draconians. War Commander Vrax was there, no longer proud but still standing tall. Next to him was Ambassador Kral, his scales dull with stress. The 3rd Draconian was new, General Mex, sent from their homeworld to deal with the crisis. Elder Vox entered and took his place on the high platform. The hall fell silent. "This special tribunal will now begin," Elder Vox announced. His voice was serious. "We gather to address 2 matters. First, the unprovoked draconian attacks on human colonies and Earth itself. Second, the question of human deception about their true nature and capabilities." The aliens in the hall watched with great interest. Nothing like this had happened in the council for over 200 years. Elder Vox turned to the Draconians. "First, War Commander Vrax, you led an attack on Earth without council approval. How do you answer this charge?" Vrax looked up, his yellow eyes still fierce. "I acted to protect the Draconian Empire from a threat. The humans hid their true strength. We believed they would attack us eventually. Did you have any proof of this?" asked Elder Vox. "No," admitted Vrax, "but their deception was proof enough of bad intentions." Elder Vox turned to Daiho. "Ambassador Kim, your people did hide your military capabilities from the council. Why should we trust humans now?" Daiho stepped forward. "Elder Vox, honored council, we did not show our full strength because history taught us caution. The last 3 spacefaring species humanity met attacked us when they learned of our military abilities. They feared what we might do with our power. And what do humans do with their power?" asked Elder Vox. Ji-Won spoke up. "We defend, we protect, nothing more." She gestured to the screens around the hall. "You have seen the battle records. We disabled Draconian ships when possible instead of destroying them. We targeted weapons, not life support. Even when they tried to use a planet killer on Earth, we only stopped the weapon. We did not destroy their flagship." Many aliens nodded at this. It was true. The humans could have destroyed the entire Draconian fleet, but they had shown restraint. Elder Vox considered this. "General Mex, you were sent by the Draconian High Command. What is their position?" The new Draconian stepped forward. He was older than Vrax and Kral. His scales faded to pink in places. "The High Command regrets these events. War Commander." Vrax acted without proper authority. Ambassador Kral encouraged actions that broke council law. "They will face our justice when they return home." Vrax and Kral looked down, their shame visible to all. "And what of relations with humans?" asked Elder Vox. "We request peace," said General Mex. "The humans have shown they are stronger than we believed. But they have also shown honor in victory. The Draconian Empire respects strength and honor. A murmur went through the crowd. The Draconians rarely admitted defeat or requested peace. Elder Vox nodded and turned back to the humans. Ambassador Kim, what does Earth ask for? Daeho looked at Jiwon and Subin, then faced the council. We ask for understanding, Elder Vox. Not punishment for the Draconians, not special treatment for ourselves, just understanding of who we truly are. He touched a control, and new images appeared on the screens. They showed human history, both the wars and the peace that followed. They showed schools where children learned both how to create and how to defend what they created. Humans are afraid of war, Daeho said, his voice strong and clear. We have seen too much of it in our history, but fear can teach wisdom. Our fear taught us to be prepared, to be strong, to understand conflict so we could better avoid it. Subin stepped forward. At Tau Ceti, I commanded the defense against the first Draconian attack. We could have destroyed all their ships. Instead, we let one return home with our message. We did not want more fighting. We wanted respect. Jiwon spoke next. When 50 Draconian ships came to Earth, we met them with 500 of our own. Not because we wanted to show off our power, but because overwhelming force often prevents extended conflict. The battle lasted less than 2 hours. A more even fight might have continued for days with many more deaths. Elder Vox listened carefully. Then he rose to his full height and addressed the entire council. I have served as elder for 160 years, he said. In that time I have seen many species join our community. Some were warriors who became peaceful. Some were peaceful, but became warriors when threatened. The humans are something different. He looked at Daeho, Jiwon, and Subin. Humans are afraid of war because they understand it too well. Elder Vox continued. They do not glorify battle, yet they have mastered it. They prefer peace, but prepare for conflict. This is a rare wisdom. Elder Vox struck his staff on the floor. The council's judgment is this. The Draconian Empire will make repairs for damage done to human colonies. The humans will retain their council membership, with full status granted today, rather than after the usual waiting period. And, he paused, looking around the hall, we will create a new role within the council. Earth will lead a joint defense initiative to protect peaceful species from those who would harm them. Many aliens stood and cheered this decision. Some remained seated, still unsure about giving humans such responsibility. But none objected openly. After the session ended, many representatives came to speak with the humans. Some offered friendship. Others wanted to join the new defense initiative. A few just wanted to see these strange beings up close. Tenlek, the Villani ambassador, rolled up to Daeho. A good outcome, the small purple alien said. The Villani will support your defense initiative. It will be good for trade. Peace, usually. So I thank you, friend, said Daeho. Your warning about the Draconians helped us prepare. A small investment, Tenlek replied with a bubbling laugh. The returns are already excellent. As the crowd thinned, Elder Vox approached the humans privately. The old alien moved slowly, leaning on his staff. There is something I wish to know, Elder Vox said quietly. You could have destroyed the Draconian Empire with your technology. Why didn't you? Jiwon answered. Because then we would have become what we fear most, conquerors instead of defenders. And that is why I supported you today, said Elder Vox. Your kind is unlike any we've encountered before. You fear war yet excel at it. You prepare for the worst while working for the best. Subin smiled. On Earth, we have an old saying. The best sword is kept in its sheath. Elder Vox nodded slowly. A wise saying. Perhaps the council has needed someone like you for a long time. Those who understand both peace and war. As Elder Vox left, Daeho, Jiwon, and Subin stood together, looking out at the stars through the great window of the council hall. Do you think it will last? Asked Subin. This peace? Nothing lasts forever, said Jiwon. But we've earned respect. That's a good start. And we've shown the galaxy who we really are, added Daeho. Not just warriors, not just peacekeepers, but both. Out among those stars, Human ships patrolled. They carried weapons but hoped never to use them. They trained for war while working for peace. They were led by people who feared conflict enough to master it. The Galactic Council had said that humans were afraid of war. And they were right. That fear had made them strong. That fear had taught them wisdom. That fear had prepared them for their new role as guardians of the galaxy. Sometimes the things we fear most become our greatest strengths.